everyone, this is Becca from Becca's Music Room. I'm a music teacher who talks about teacher tips, teacher life, teacherpreneurs, and all things that might hopefully make your life just a little bit easier. Today we're continuing with our blogging videos to talk about how to not run out of blogging ideas. This is something that really concerned me at first was, oh my gosh, am I gonna have enough ideas for what I'm gonna blog? And I still run into it with, am I gonna have enough ideas for what I'm gonna make videos on is kind of my new problem. I don't really stress about how to get the blog post done because I've been following this system and it has worked really, really well. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share so that you can help other teacher authors learn more about blogging and so that you can learn more about blogging and improving your TPT shop as well. Now, if you're sitting here thinking, do I really need a blog? Spoiler alert, the answer is yes. But there is a whole video that I made that is all about whether or not you need a blog. So if you are concerned or curious as to why you would need one or whether you need one or not, go check out that video so that you can learn that and then come back here and listen to how you can keep coming up with blogging ideas. Now this strategy is not difficult, it's not crazy, it's not fancy, but it is something that I have used for my blog and now for my videos and for my TPT shop and making products and all those things that has helped me just never sitting down at my computer thinking, what am I going to write about? Because that is the thing that's gonna kill you blogging more than anything else. It's just sitting down at your computer and being like, all right, I'm gonna blog and not knowing what to talk about. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't. All right, so first of all, if you are blogging, if you are doing TPT stuff, surely you are coming up with ideas. And as you go about your life, as you're making products, as you're doing this or that, or watching videos, reading books, you're thinking, oh, I should make a blog about that. Oh, I should blog about that. Oh, I should blog about that. Because that's why we got into this industry, isn't it? That's what I do all day long and what surely you do as well. Now, I read somewhere recently, I wish I remembered where I read it, but I didn't write it down, which goes along with this, that if you have an idea and you don't write it down, the idea is gone in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So if you come up with something and you don't write it down, in 30 seconds, it is gone unless you are like really thinking about it, really working on it. So the very first thing you need to do is if you come up with an idea for a blog post, write it down. Write it down. That could be anywhere. So what I do is when I come up with it, I just write it wherever I have space. That might be on a note on my phone. That might be in a notebook. That might be in my planner. It could be anywhere. It does not matter. I just write it down. Then at the end of the month, I always do monthly planning at the end or beginning of the month. If you're interested in knowing more about that, let me know and I will make a video all about that itself. But I go through all these places that I keep all my blog post ideas, like on my phone, in my planner. I have like a page in the back where I'll just write them down. And I put them all into this notebook that's actually sitting here on my lap right now. Isn't it pretty? Ooh, it says take note. It's from Kate Spade. So you don't need anything fancy. Like, I mean, this is literally a spiral bound notebook. Yeah, it's Kate Spade, but I got it from Home Goods, so it was like $5. So anyway, have one central place that you can put all your ideas after you come up with them. And then pick a time. It could be Monday morning, it could be Friday afternoon, it could be once a month, it could be once a quarter. But sit down and put them all in a page. You can see like these little sticky notes up here. They say like TPT, blog, YouTube, and those are the pages that I write down all my ideas for them because I use this for many, many different things. So make sure that you write down your ideas and then find a central place to put them. After you have your ideas and you have them all together, then comes the fun part, which is scheduling. So what I like to do again is each month I schedule out all the blog posts that I'm gonna write that month. You could do it by quarter, you could do it by week depending on how many blog posts you're doing, but I do it by month, so it's usually 4 or 5 depending on just how the weeks line up, because you know sometimes they're funky, but they're usually 4 to 5, and I just write down blog posts and I go through all my lists and I write down, oh, this would be a good idea, this would be a good idea, and I already have them written down in a central location. So I just look through and I pick 4 or 5 that sound good today and I write them down. Then I go to my planner and I actually put them down on specific days. Now I talked in my last video and also my video about running my blog in 5 hours or less about how on Monday mornings, the first thing I do is sit down and write a blog post. So in my planner, during my monthly planning time, I write on Monday, write this blog post, whatever the blog post is gonna be. Then the next Monday, write this blog post for the whole month. That way, on Monday morning, when I sit down to write my blog post, I'm not sitting there going, what should I write about? I don't know. Maybe I should write about this. Maybe I should write about that. And like have total writer's block and not be able to think of anything. No, we don't want that. So we want the opposite, where you sit down and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to write a blog post about this lesson that I did with this book. And then it's done. Like, seriously, the hardest thing about blogging is getting your ideas and getting started. Once you get started, it's easy. Like, once you sit down and you say, oh, I'm gonna write a blog post about this, like, that is a lot easier than sitting down and going, what should I talk about? I don't know, what should I talk about? Maybe I should go get another cup of coffee. Maybe I should go to TPT and see how much money I've earned this month. Maybe I should go to Amazon and start shopping for some new clothes. No. Write down ahead of time what you're gonna write, when you're gonna write it. Schedule it, put it down on a planner, in a list. I don't care. Just make it like, this is the day that I'm gonna write this, so that when you sit down, you're not struggling to figure out what to do. You sit down and you start writing. It will save you so much time. So much time is wasted in just trying to decide what you're gonna do. You don't want that. Plan it ahead of time, make it happen. You could plan it a week ahead of time, it could be a month ahead, it could be a whole quarter, so like 3 months at a time. That's fine. Go for it. Whatever is gonna work for you. You could even, as you come up with ideas, instead of writing them down on one page, just go to the next day that you're gonna write on your blog post in your journal or in your planner and just write that you're gonna do that. So maybe like the Monday that's blank, write what you're gonna write that day. And then when you come up with something else, write it on the next Monday. That would work too. Like, whatever works for you is great. I just don't want you sitting down, not knowing what to do, and end up wasting all your time and either taking forever to write your blog post or not doing it. And of course, have a scheduled time that you are going to write. So for me, Monday morning, 6 to 6:30, I sit down, I write a blog post. I already know what it's gonna be because I've already planned it out, and so I don't have to worry about what's gonna happen. I just sit down and start writing. You don't have to do it Monday morning. You definitely don't have to do it at 6 o'clock in the morning, but find a time that you're gonna write and make it that time. I have a whole video about blogging more consistently, so if you are interested in seeing that, make sure you check that out. So a couple other things for if you're still struggling with the ideas for your blog post. So maybe you're having trouble with that first thing that I said, oh, we all have plenty of ideas. Well, if you don't, some ideas you could think of are go through your TPT shop, see what you have in there that doesn't have a blog post about it. Blogs are a great way to get basically free marketing. I mean, most of us pay for, you know, like our name and our hosting, but once you pay that, like, it's there. So I feel like when I write a blog post, it's like free marketing for this product that I have, so you can explain it in detail. So look through your TPT shop. Secondly, look through old blog posts. See if there's anything that you could expound upon. See if there's anything that maybe you think makes you think of something else. Number 3, go to Facebook or Instagram or some kind of social media and ask people what they want. So I'm a music teacher, so I would go to the music teacher Facebook page and look at questions that people have left. Or go to Instagram and type in the little ask me a question box and just see what people have questions about. Those are gonna be some of your best blog posts because it's things that people are actually want to know and are curious about. And number 4, just go through your curriculum. If you're still in the classroom, go through your curriculum. I will seriously sometimes just pick up one of my textbooks, flip open to a page, look at a song, and start making a blog post about it. Start making a TPT resource about it. Start putting it into my lessons, because if I'm going to spend the time to think about it for TPT and blog, then I'm going to use it with my kids, because otherwise that's a lot of time that I'm putting extra effort into. Look through your curriculum. Also look through your books. I actually brought a ton of books home this summer because I want to make more TPT products and more blog posts about using books in the classroom. So I brought home a bunch of books so that I could come up with ideas to make that happen. And number 6, my final one, ask your teacher friends. If you're a teacher, or even if you used to be a teacher, surely you still have teachers in the classroom. Ask them, what are the hardest things about your job? What are things that you would like ideas to make easier? What could I help you with? What are some interesting things that would be helpful? Just ask around, ask on the internet, ask in person, just ask around, because teachers know what teachers need. That's the whole point of Teachers Pay Teachers, is that teachers know what teachers need. So that's why we have it. Now I'm curious, how do you keep up with all of your blog post ideas, and how do you come up with them? If you have any ideas that I did not mention, or if you have one that you really liked that I did mention, leave it down below. Also make sure to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, so that other TPT authors can also find it helpful. And have a wonderful, wonderful week.